Hello, royals and lover bugs. It is story time. First off and foremost, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to those who don't celebrate Christmas. Respectfully, I understand. I am gifted to understand all perspectives. We won't go into that, but our story time is just that of the title. The shenanigans. So welcome to my shenanigans. I was guided to tell this story of how I learned I was strong and gifted. Alright, so this is crazy. I was in an Airbnb. Let me pause for a second. Before we jump into our shenanigans of my story time, go ahead and relax. It is Christmas Eve. Some of us are singles as myself, but some of us are not. To my singles, enjoy your company, honey, because we have grown and we have healed to enjoy our own entertainment. And that is what I am doing at this time. I am super lit. I am excited about Christmas. And so go ahead, take a sip. If you smoke, roll a blunt, whatever you do. But here's our story time. So, to jump right in it, I am staying at an Airbnb. And during this time, I was getting hitters sent to me. Story for another day. So I'm at an Airbnb and there's this lady, older lady. She was identified as in my realm, which is with my ancestors. If you don't know, I am spiritualist. I'm very spiritual. I see all realms is not just God is everything. Let's get that very clear. God is our leader. He is our father. He is everything. Again, story for another day. But at this time, I was learning how to listen to my intuition, and I'm grateful for it because I would not be here today. And so this older lady moves into this house. Mind you, the hitters that are being sent to me is sent by someone he was a Mason, but he felt disrespected by me. And again, I'll explain that or make a video and attach it in the comments and explain how this motherfucker was disrespected. It has to do with a dog. But anyway, that shit's crazy. Again, the shenanigans. So back to the story. This lady, she's an older lady. She was classified as a witch doctor / root worker, whatever you want to call her. At the time, to disclaimer, I didn't know no better. I was still new to the game of who I was, still experiencing the balance of 3D world, 5D, as well as just balancing everything. Because at this time, I genuinely, and still am to this day, began to move with God. Meaning that if my ancestors or God was telling me something, I was to be obedient, whether it made sense to me or not. That was me utilizing walking by faith and not by sight. So this is during that time where I really I began to be in it. And so moving forward, I didn't know. That was the disclaimer. So I just know I was guarded towards everybody coming around me, even the people staying with me, because she moved in and another lady with a child moved in. Matter of fact, I think that was the same. Was that the same one? Okay, Spirit said that was the same one. I can't remember to be. That was the same one. She had a little girl. And so moving forward, we sitting outside, chilling. On the porch, we was talking. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Yes, I do. We were talking about her granddaughter was very smart, and I was explaining about my kids and just how this generation, they're born with intelligence. And I think parents of my generation are very proud, especially those who are high school dropouts or just, as we would say, the black sheep, the fuck ups. We're very proud of our kids because our kids are truly the opposite of us, and we love that. So we were having that conversation and just how to maneuver. I forgot what we were going deep into, like some business on the side type conversation about kids. Her granddaughter does YouTube videos. Anyway, okay, so her granddaughter does YouTube videos. Fast forward all of that. And I say all that to say that she was creating a safe space for me to let my guard down because she understood I had my guard up. You feel me? Like she knew what the fuck it was. She knew what time it was. At the time, disclaimer, I didn't know shit. So she gets up. This is the one night, I think it was maybe the second or third night. And we're standing outside and we're smoking. And I think I just came home from work. And she stands up and she's like, stand up. I want to see something. We had already discussed, spirituality and our ancestors and, just the gifts that we have. Now, I've always was taught during this time of my journey with God, your silence will make them confess their sins. And I understood that. You understand me? I understood that motto. I completely understood my assignment. So she gets up, she puts her hands on mine, I put it on hers. Now, pause. I'm going to give you two perspectives of this story. Okay. And I think I might be a conclusion towards the end, but there are two perspectives of how I'm going to tell this story. Her side of her addressing what happened at this time, of what she thought she knew what the fuck she had going on. You understand me? And not knowing who I was. And me on the other spectrum of not knowing who I was and how I was responding with my spirit guides. They want me to share that. So she has her hands on me. If you know, you can feel energy, whether you're gifted or not. Energy is felt if you're really mentally focused. That is a practice that anyone can teach, but not anyone. You do have to practice that, but you can feel energy. So we're moving energy with our hands. Her hands are under mine, I'm over hers. At this time, her perspective was to read who I was, who I am. Who do I belong to? What is my true nature of a name? Not the name that I was given on a birth certificate at this time. On my perspective, I knew what she was getting ready to do. So as my hands are under hers, or over, I can't remember, but as our hands are connecting, I'm feeling the energy shift. I tell my ancestors her ride or dies with me. I'm not going to say who they are. Rest in peace. I love y'all. They said, Christina, calm down, because I 10-stepped so motherfucking quick that I felt it. That I felt that she was finna pull my energy. It was like I felt her guard getting ready. You know how in the military, you see the setup of your enemy. And so therefore, you know how to maneuver. And that's what I felt the attack getting ready to siphon my energy in a negative aspect. So I got ready to put my guard up and push back. I had already learned how to do that. You understand me? Solitary is a gifted thing. To be able to sit with yourself and sit with God and learn who you are is a beautiful thing. Can't nobody take from you. So as I'm sitting here on my perspective, I tensed up getting ready to push back. You feel me? Because I felt that shit. I said, you not finna fuck. No, we not doing this. And so my ancestor said, Christina, breathe, relax. And all I felt was my shoulders. I took a deep breath. And if you're listening right now, you felt that. That's what I did. My guards came down and they said, let her see and you move back. We got this. All in less than 30 seconds. What you just heard me explain that wasn't even 30 seconds. What you just heard me explain happened in 30 seconds on my perspective. I decompressed because I felt my control of self, of knowing this is a lady who don't know no better. Playing in something she may be skilled and gifted. That's a family heritage, because I know she's part of a family who sent her to me. And so they told me to breathe and back the fuck up and calm down. And they got it from there. I'm sorry, I gotta laugh because what I'm about to say, for me, retell it is like mind blowing. That shit was like, damn. My ancestors ain't shit. Like, I love them. They savages. I come from savages. You understand me? So as you felt that just now, as I decompressed, that was me pulling back and letting them take control. As they did so, on her perspective, we're flipping it back on her end. She was breathing and I heard her whisper, who are you? Who are you? I'm going to come back on my perspective. I heard, you don't get to touch this one. All I saw on my perspective and my third eye was this tall, giant man. He was just like, you ain't finna touch this one. I'm gonna need you to back the fuck up. That's on my perspective. Like, I see it. We were in our own space, me and her. At this time, I recognize that I'm pulling her energy as this is happening. As I decompress, I'm pulling her in as they told me to do so. Now, the part that made me laugh the most is because she wasn't being defiant. She ignored what she heard. Now, on her perspective, she started to shake. That's when I opened my eyes and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. That, again, another 10 seconds that felt like 2 minutes, but it was all in 10 seconds. I said, is this me? They said, no. Whatever is about to happen next, Christina, is not you. Do not feel guilty for what is about to happen next. I said, what do you mean? This is on my end and my subconscious with my ancestors. You understand me? Protecting me. because I was about to respond to something to somebody who I felt was a threat. I didn't give two fucks who you were, how old you were. I was about to respond in a spiritual sense. They had to control me. And I felt that. As you felt that, if you lasted up to the part where I decompressed, I was relaxed. But she, as I opened my eyes, was shaking. She couldn't breathe. After she asked, "Who are you?" and kept being defiant and kept pulling on me, and I pulled back, I again decompressed and I helped her to her room. She began to say, "I need my pills." She looked at me and said, "You belong to somebody. I can't touch you. We can't touch you." I said, "What do you mean?" She was like, "There was more that was said, but I just know you belong to somebody, and I'm sorry." I said, "Okay." I said, "What pills do you need?" After that, I dismissed what the fuck was going on. Because when you're learning that you're that motherfucking strong, that you about to react, and they had to do a counter reaction to protect me, first off and foremost, but to also teach a guidance of a lesson of someone who thought they knew better of who I was, just because of what I look like. Again, prime example, never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. Because you know someone is gifted, because at this time now on this other end, as I've learned through this experience and learning about that situation, who she was and how, there's other unfortunate events that occurred during that timeline of me learning what she did, how, just my interaction with her. And at that Airbnb, other shit happened after that shit. Like, that's why I say I'm grateful and blessed to be able to tell this story. I don't know who this is for. I don't know why I'm telling this, but this is a moment to share a story of learning other people know who you are. In my line of work and in my community, to know that other people know who you are means that they took a step out of their comfort zone to enter into our experience to learn what is going on. And that is not safe because they're not learning the rules. We have spiritual laws, you understand me? And she broke one. You try to cipher my energy because yes, I'm 38, about to be 39, but baby, I do not look my age. And there's a reason for that. I recognize that. I looked at a 13-year-old picture, was like, damn, even people that from my past that I have crossed paths with through closing doors within this year. And people have known me when I was 17 that met me just within this past year was like, "Christina, you look the same." But hi, how are you doing? You doing great? You're doing amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I stay humble, I stay graceful. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. But do not come for me. Do not think that I am lucky. Do not think that I am spoiled, baby, because I have gone through the trenches, still going through it. You feel me? And so I learned with that moment right there was, for me, the first experience of learning how to control a gift of mine that was not yet identified by self. And I share this with somebody who may be listening or someone who wants to learn of me, that we know how strong we are within ourselves, that we do not show up in that forum or utilize it as people think we should because we're scared of the damage that it will cause. It ain't, baby, we ain't scared about us. You understand me? Like, we not fearful for us. I don't give two fucks. You understand me? Like, when I tell you my spirit guys had to pull me back, I didn't get two fucks. You feel me? Because I was threatened. I was in a threatened state. I knew there was a bounty on my head. I knew I knew my phone was tapped. When the motherfucker said shh, when I say GD and I'm talking cold cash shit. You feel me? Like, I know when I got 3 sumo wrestlers on a train with security badges and we moved militant in a way to protect me because someone was coming from my head that night. See, that's a story in another day. So again, I share that to say, if you are learning your gifts and it's being pulled out of you because you're not acknowledging it, there's a reason for that. If you feel like all of a sudden you're in a peaceful state and you're in savage mode, but yet there's nothing around you happening, one, baby, that's not your energy. Like, real shit, that's not your energy. I'm gonna need you to go cleanse. I'm gonna need you to go ground. I'm gonna need you to go return to sender. Okay? So, 2, if you feel like you're turning into a savage, talk to God. I recently have done that. And that's because I'm in a situation where I'm placed around de los horas mission. And I'll say that slow for those who don't hear me in the back. De los horas mission. Google it and it will make sense. So I'm having to maneuver a certain way. I'm having to be guarded. I'm having to suited and booted. You feel me? Like, I'm God's soldier. So I'm right now working with him and my ancestors because some fuck shit's happened. Like, I will post it probably in the comments. I was going to make a different video, but since I'm already doing this now, let me just share it with you. There's a video, I'll probably put it in the comments for you to watch if you haven't already, in reference to a video that was a premonition with the crows. It's called like the Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac. I forgot what I titled it. I know it was like Divine Masculine Urgent because it was about somebody, like a chick is setting up a nigga because he don't want to be with the bitch no more, like type shit. And it may not be a nigga, it could be a bitch ass nigga in a female form. I don't know. All I know is, don't judge me. Like, I'm sorry. I'm in my safe place. I'm happy. It's Christmas Eve. Shout out to Atlanta, baby. I cannot wait for New Year's Eve. Most definitely cannot wait. But God is telling me to make it through these next 3 days because I feel it in my soul. But that's okay. But I was guided to share this with you guys. But all that to say, just when learning about your strength and your gifts, again, it is... So there's a story about like Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac. The update on that situation, after I uploaded it, the night that I uploaded it, it had already been up for a minute. I was sitting in the car with one of my homeboys. We were smoking and talking, and I was dealing with his bullshit because he was coming with me with some bullshit. That's also a situation where I discussed, and I was just like, I don't have time for your fuck shit, bro. And I was so serious, like, I was with the shit, like, he see my face, like, bro, this is not the day. Like, I don't have time for whatever it is you talking about right now. And so, while this is going on, I'm looking down the street, and I'm paying attention. There's so much activity going on. And I'm like, okay, mind you, this is my perspective, only a mental, not verbally. And I'm like, pay attention, Christina, pay attention. Now, there's some people I identified, I will not speak on them, for I appreciate you, my hidden soldiers. The other motherfucker, the goddamn white Cadillac, okay? That motherfucker pulled back up. He drove past the car that I was in, and I guess, I don't know if they realized I was in the car, because at some point they stopped coming past the car. Now, I say that all to say that they made a couple of laps, and that's when I put to listening to my intuition, listening to my spirit team, because they talking to me while I'm listening to my other homeboy with his bullshit and trying to do this shit on the side. You feel me? While this is all going on, I stop and say, I don't have time for the bullshit. My homeboy looked at me and said, what you talking about? I said, I'm not talking about you. I'm nothing. I just don't have time for the dumb shit. I immediately followed the directions that were given to me by my spirit guys and got the fuck on. I go in the house. My homeboy leave. I call him. Before I call him, this is imperative of what I'm about to say. A motherfucker, all the activity stops. A motherfucker on a scooter, electric scooter, rides up and down my street. My gut says, Christine, you know what this is. A nigga down the street said, hey, let me start driving back and forth because he peeps another situation. There were like 3 different situations happening because of this one thing. Me. The common denominator. And I felt in my gut where my spirit said, yeah, motherfucker stopped down there and realized he needed to stop driving back and forth. Because he realized somebody peeped him out. So he sent a boy on a scooter to drive up there to see who was all at your house. You understand me? So while all this is happening, something says, I don't know why. Matter of fact, nothing says it. I just did it. Let me take that back. I just did it. I called my homeboy back. I said, hey, Bo. I said, listen to this. I need you to understand, when I said I don't have time for the dumb shit, that was not towards you. I was not talking about you. I was paying attention to the activity. I stopped. He said, oh, talking about that white car down there. Let me replay that for you so you can feel what I felt when he said it. I said, I was not coming at you about the dumb shit. I was paying attention to the activity. You talking about that white car down there? Yeah, I seen that shit too. I peeped that shit out. I said, nigga, what? Bo, I said, man, I couldn't get it out fast enough. I couldn't get it out fast enough. You understand me? That nigga said, I seen that shit. He was like, this nigga kept going back. I said, yeah, he kept turning. That's what really paid me attention. Because I said, now you stop coming by his car. Because that's what he usually do. That white cat always does it. Drive past 2 or 3 times. And this time he did it twice and stopped and kept turning. Anyway, I won't go into details. But there's a street you turn before you get to my house or whatever. So we watching this shit. Mind you, it's a whole lot of activity. We ain't going to talk about the other activity. Because, again, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. That's all I'm going to say. The white Cadillac, no. When he said he paid attention to that shit, I shut the fuck. His spirit won't let me say another word. We're talking. He pulls back up. Doesn't even tell me. I forgot. I think. Why did he? I don't even remember. Matter of fact, there was no reason. I think after I said that, he casually continued the conversation respectfully, and I appreciate him for that. And he pulls up in my driveway, but the way he pulled up, my nigga, what, he understood silently the assignment. I got in a car and we started smoking. We chilled or whatever on some bullshit, like for real, like it was on some bullshit. And then he ended up on the bullshit, and it ended. I was like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? So I gotta use the bathroom. Mind you, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. I have poured me a glass. Let's pause it right there. This is the shenanigans. If you have made it to this point, thank you. I show gratitude. Please show appreciation. This is new for me. Stepping out of comfort zone and just doing the rawest form. I'm very appreciative. But I've been drinking, and if you've been drinking and it's Christmas Eve, go to the bathroom, baby. Just go to the bathroom. Celebrate yourself if you're single. If you're with somebody, love on that person. If there is someone you are dying to see, and maybe the people you're around doesn't approve, or they don't click, or they don't, if there's a conflict that's stopping you from seeing a person, go see that person, maybe, because that is a sign of a blocked blessing, your happiness. You know, 26, if you don't know by now, is about to be self-love demonstration. And that's not in a selfish way. Because see, we can show self-love and giving to others in a genuine form with the purest intent, and that is how we're moving this year. That's how we're moving. And if you ain't moving that way, baby, pay attention to your circle, because it's finna get small. Because we cut motherfuckers off because we ain't got time for the dumb shit. Okay, so again, I love you guys. The shenanigans. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm still guarded, but I'm genuinely ready to just be in good company. Like, you know, dance a little bit. If I can't do it tonight, somebody out there dance for me. Love you guys. You guys are amazing.